In a city of over 20 million, the homicide rate in Lagos is low. I'm about to change that. She didn't know about the sniper insecticide I slipped her. Fast, effective, dizziness, convulsions, respiratory failure. Her body was shutting down. By morning, reporters rushed to cover the death. If I didn't mention it, I enjoy killing journalists. Meanwhile, as Tunde Segun scrolled through his phone, he felt stuck, but not unfortunate. Lagos had been home for years, but his job at Sunrise Africa was wearing thin. Earning 600,000 naira a year as a journalist wasn't enough. He longed to be a news anchor. He had applied for a position in New York City, but the thought alone gave him a headache. The next day, he reviewed his daily tasks. He was assigned to cover a farmer struggling with inflation. He sighed. However, as he read a paper, his eyes widened. No one from Sunrise Africa had covered the young woman's mysterious death. Sensing an opportunity, Segun approached his boss, pitching the story with confidence. His boss, though reluctant, agreed but instructed him to stick to the facts. As Segun took to the airwaves, he remained professional, assuring locals that Nigerians were strong and that law enforcement had the case under control. He nailed it. Afterward, he tried calling his girlfriend, Zainab Okoye. No response. He left a message anyway. Thankfully, she could always watch it on YouTube. At the same time, the killer told himself that he didn't want to be gender-specific when he killed. He feared being labeled a punk. While considering his next victim, he noticed newscaster Tunde Adisa, who had reported on the woman's murder for MediaPulse. The killer wanted to teach him a lesson. He knew Adisa loved to run, making it the perfect opportunity to slip him sniper insecticide, just like the first victim. Adisa's body shut down, his hand clutching his chest before he collapsed. By morning, as Segun checked his email, he accidentally opened the wrong message. He paused, scanning the screen. His 6-month US work visa had been approved. In just 2 weeks, he would be leaving for America. He called Zainab. Although she sounded happy, he could tell something in her voice felt distant. A week passed. Segun sat with his friends and celebrated. But then he tried to reach Zainab. Their last conversation had been brief. She mentioned having lunch with her cousin, though Segun never caught the name. He knew she often complained that he called too much and wasn't thrilled about him leaving. Still, he left a message and turned his attention back to completing his resume. A few days later, while Segun was at the market, his boss called with urgent news: another murder. He ordered Segun to get to the scene immediately. At the crime scene, as Segun waited for the production team to brief him on the identification of the victim, he practiced his vocal range and posture. Then, something hit him hard. The crew informed him that the victim was Zainab Okoye. He felt like his heart stopped, and his head was about to explode.